What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. I am joined by Canadian Yorker, and today we are recapping the WWE Monday Night Raw that took place November 4th, 2024, and it took place right after Crown Jewel, so it was in Saudi Arabia. And it was a great Crown Jewel. I enjoyed it, and this was pre-taped, so it actually happened this past Sunday instead of Monday, and it was just pre-taped for the Monday. So Canadian Yorker, how's it going tonight?
Going pretty well. There's a lot of things going on this week, but glad to be here during this busy week and talking to you and everybody else about wrestling. So let's get it started.
Alright, so to start off the show, we got Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominik Mysterio. Liv gets on mic and says that the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour is over, and now it's officially the Liv Morgan World Tour. She said that she beat Tiffany Stratton. She took Rhea Ripley out in a way where she's going to be gone for a very long time, and then she traveled half around the globe to beat Nia Jax and win the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship. And then she said she'd done everything she said she would, and has proven himself to be the greatest women's champion of all time. They get interrupted by Bianca, Belair, and Jade Cargill. They tell Liv and Raquel that if they want a piece of the tag champs, now's their chance. Morgan prevaricates before trying to slow trust between Jade and Bianca, and basically Belair doubles down on offering the match, and Liv Raquel started to make excuses. Adam Pearce storms down yelling for everyone to calm down, and then Liv just taunts Bianca more and then gets slapped for her trouble, which makes Adam Pearce seem justified. He tells Liv that what she and Raquel did to Rhea Ripley was disgusting, and that there will be a battle royal to determine her number one contender, which Jade and Bianca will both be in, which Adam Pearce announced that the Battle Royal is going to be opening up the show. So, what are your thoughts on this opening segment?
I don't get it why Jade and Bianca are in this battle royale when they're the tag team champions. It doesn't really make sense. To me, there should be a battle royale for the tag team championship now going forward. But honestly, Jade and Bianca are one of the strongest tag teams out there. And they should continue defending their title as the tag team champions. It doesn't make sense for them to be gunning for Liv Morgan, who is a singles champion. Bianca Belair, she can definitely do her thing as a singles champion and challenge Liv Morgan to become the next champion. She has the credibility for it, and I think with Bianca Belair defending Rhea Ripley, I think that Bianca Belair could be one of those candidates that we're talking about that can definitely help Rhea Ripley fight off the Judgment Day, and fight, for her to help her against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who have just been just beating Rhea up left and right, and Bianca definitely feels something about that, because I think she's thinking about her time with Damage Control. The Damage Control was just dominating her and taking her down until she got some allies, and I definitely think Bianca Belair is one of those allies that can help Rhea against Liv and Raquel. Another thing I want to mention is that there was when Bianca was champion and when Rhea was champion, they both had a segment where they came face to face, and there was a stare down tension between both of them. I mean, I think Bianca definitely respects Rhea Ripley as a champion, and Rhea Ripley respects Bianca as champion. And honestly, I think, in my opinion, that Rhea Ripley is definitely, along with the man, the man could definitely help her, and Bianca could help her. So that's something that could very well happen in the future. And Jade Cargill, of course, would be a huge boost for Rhea Ripley too. So.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on to the first match. Like I said, it's the Women's World Championship number one contenders Battle Royal. Winner gets a shot at Liv Morgan's World Heavyweight title. So a lot of a lot of wrestlers were in this match. Candice Chance and Carter, Isla Dawn and Elba Fire. The Pure Collective was in this match, and then there was Maxine, Ivy Nile, Damage Control, so there was a lot. So Chance running hot, Isla Dawn gets eliminated, Kaden Carter hanging in there on the apron, Shayna Baszler chokes her out with a Kifuda clutch, but Chance is on her back. Sonya Deville blasts Carter off the apron, eliminating Carter. Maxine whops Baszler with a roundhouse kicks and drops the elbow on Deville. Elba Fire puts Debris on the apron, trading right hands. Ivy Nile, who used to be Maxine's friend, Ivy Nile eliminates Maxine Debris off of the apron with a boot. Nile puts Selena Vega on the apron, jockeying for his position. Selena Vega eliminates Ivy Nile with a Tiger Phantom kick. And moving on, Damage Control working Natalya over. Double whip, double dropkick. Same gets dumped. Then Natalya, so Kari Sane gets eliminated, then Natalya gets eliminated, then the tag team champs eliminate Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville together. Final four, you got Bianca, Jade, Lyra Valkyria, and Iyo Sky. Jade and KOD takes out Lyra and Iyo out, but neither woman will get eliminated that easy. So that was great to see. Jade and Bianca teaming up, but then Lyra was down, Iyo was down, and finally Bianca and Jade stares down each other, and it's like, oh, here we go, Jade versus Bianca, let's do it, but they get interrupted. Raquel Rodriguez pops up to pull on Bianca's braid. Jade tries to help her, and they both just get eliminated from their trouble. Liv Morgan and Raquel eliminate, no disqualification. Liv Morgan and Raquel pulls Bianca and Jade and eliminated them. So that counts, as there's no disqualification, leaving the final two, Lyra Valkyria and Sky. So Liv and Raquel costing Jade and Bianca opportunity. Jade and Bianca just stands up and just chases Liv and Raquel out of the building. Back in the ring, you got Lyra Valkyria and Iyo Sky. Lyra stops her from getting eliminated. Back body drop sends Iyo to the apron off of the rope. Sky puts her on the apron, clubbing her at their fingers, but Valkyria won't go down. Back and forth, Iyo with the absolute wicked German suplex on the apron. Lyra Valkyria falls. It's over. Iyo Sky wins the Royal Rumble. Iyo Sky wins the Battle Royal to become the number one contenders to the Women's World Championship. So Iyo Sky versus Liv Morgan. This is a match that I love to see, and it's a dream match that people are wanting to see, like so many great matches that could possibly be made. And here we go, Iyo Sky and Liv. But question is, when they're going to face off? Are they going to face off at Survivor Series? But I think they're going to face off on the episode on Raw. I think that's just going to be the case. And I think Survivor Series, Liv is obviously going to participate in War Games. So, but Iyo Sky is the number one contender to the Women's World Championship. What are your thoughts on Io's big win?
I think, as much as I like Iyo Sky versus Liv Morgan, Iyo Sky has been champion before. I think Iyo Sky has more popularity. She's definitely more well known. I like the fact that Iyo Sky is getting a chance at this championship, because the last time she was champion, she was a champion that was, before Nia Jax was champion. She was champion. Bayley beat her, and she barely became champion. And then now Nia beat Bayley. So now Rio is challenging the other side now, which is Raw, the Raw's championship. And I think it's interesting that Iyo Sky gets to be the next challenger. And this is going to be interesting, thinking that Io's going to. I think Iyo definitely has a shot to win it. She is an amazing wrestler. And I got to say, I'm excited for her. It's a great pickup win for her. And it's unfortunate that Jade and Bianca got eliminated by Raquel and Liv. They don't want to see Raquel and Liv. Liv Morgan does not want to see Bianca to be facing up against Bianca. Liv Morgan does not want to be facing up against Jade Cargill. It makes sense but they would just eliminate them, have them get themselves eliminated so that so they don't have to worry about them right now because they're the tag team champions. They know how good they are as tag team champions. I mean, it would be crazy if they did win. Either one of them wins. Man, Liv Morgan's going to be going to be put in a hall of pain. You know, she's going to be put in the hall of pain, and we both know that. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for her or for Raquel. It's not good. So Iyo Sky, she's. I mean, Liv Morgan should not underestimate Iyo Sky or Kylie Sane. The Damage Control members are still around. If they come back, if you see Asuka come back, or Asuka and the other team members come back, man, they could. Liv Morgan and Raquel are gonna have their hands full. If we see Damage Control reunite, they're gonna have their hands full. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we see a Wyatt 6 package where we see The Miz with duct tape over his mouth. So if you guys don't know, The Miz got kidnapped by the Wyatt 6. And basically Miz begs off explaining that he's not with Final Testament. And basically Uncle Howdy says that, they weren't after Final Testament, they're after for Miz. So we have to see what the storyline is. It's really funny because a couple before Dexter Lumis was around, he started to harass and try to kidnap The Miz, so it's interesting to see. But moving on, we got the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus the War Raiders, Erik and Ivar. So, pretty intense moments been going on with the New Day, obviously. Kofi and Xavier, they're probably going to break up at some point. Xavier Woods, he's a tweener right now, so he's probably going to turn heel sooner or later. But Woods and Ivar to start, tilt the war into a side Russian leg sweep, tags to Kingston, double team, slingshot splash into an elbow drop. Erik runs it, heel kick from Kofi. So the New Day actually was having the momentum in this game match. Woods with a drop kick through the ropes, cut him off and thrown him into the barricade. Erik with a full Nelson drop into the knee to the back of the head before Warbear takes Woods out with a crossbody into the barricade, which, I did not like how that would feel. Raiders running hot on Woods. Eventually Kingston gets the hot tag. Erik passes him into the corner, step up crossbody for a near fall. Kofi dives on Ivar back inside, taking Erik fired up off the rope, boom drop, ready for the trouble in paradise, but once again, Xavier Woods makes the mistake, but Woods tags himself in, and there's a little miscommunication between the two. Erik cuts him off, tag to Ivar, bear hug, hitting the war machine on Xavier Woods. Once again, the naughtiness and the laziness from Xavier Woods, the miscommunication once again cost them the match. The War Raiders defeat the New Day by pinfall. The New Day are splitting up soon. So, what are your thoughts on the War Raiders win over the New Day?
I mean, it's great to see the War Raiders resurgence. The Viking Raiders, now called the War Raiders. It's great to see the resurgence, and it's great to see them being utilized more. I mean, because these guys are a hot ticket, man. War Raiders, Ivar has been carrying this team ever since they first started, and they have just been amazing as a tag team. They are candidates they're definitely candidates that can challenge for the tag team championships. And man, they will be a dangerous tag team going forward because they are so nimble and quick. I've never seen a tag team just like the War Raiders. It's just so fast and quick. The big guys in the ring, they're just really quick. But yeah, I mean, they got the win against the New Day. Well, yes, I guess it is confirmed that Xavier Woods is making mistakes. His cracks are starting to show in the New Day. The cracks are starting to show. We are witnessing the demise of the New Day, and I believe this week is the 10th anniversary of the New Day or something like that going on. So something's going to happen. Something's going to give. Xavier Woods is going to turn. Kofi's going to turn. We don't know what's going to happen. that talk by Karrion Cross, all that talk Karrion Cross has put into Xavier Woods' head is going to bear fruit, and we're going to see the results of it.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we got Sami Zayn making his entrance. He begins his promo in Arabic before switching to English to talk about how proud he is to be in front of his people speaking their language on TV. But that's not why he came out. He said that he came out to address what happened with him in the bloodline at Crown Jewel. He gets interrupted by Jey Uso. Before Sami says whatever he got to say, he wants to thank him, but he needs him to be 100%, was kicking Roman Reigns to accident. Big Jimmy Uso comes and he said, everyone saw what they saw. Sami kicked Roman in the face on purpose. He's pissed. Reigns is pissed, and Jay should be pissed too because none of them can trust Zayn. Sami Zayn yells at Jimmy, reminding Jimmy that he's the one that brought him into this family first, and second things went bad between him and Roman. What did he do? He kicked him in the face. And then he kicked Jay in the face. And then Sami said, are they going to worry about his loyalty? Jim protests that he's not a bad guy here. Sami says that he doesn't get it, he doesn't hate Jim, and he's not saying he's the bad guy, but he makes bad decisions. Sami says he came out of Crown Jewel for one guy. He wanted to make sure Jay was okay. That's it. And he said, and for the minute there, Sami said he can admit when it was the four of them, it felt like old times. It felt pretty damn special. But that's all it lasted was 1 minute. But Sami said he's not doing this again. He said he's not going to go have this loyalty questioned. He's not doing it again. He tells Jay he loves him. And he's sorry, but he's not doing this again. He's out. Sami Zayn leaves, and Jay cuts him off on the mic, asking him to come to Smackdown. So Jay offering an invitation to Sami to come to Smackdown to make things right with Roman, obviously, and talk it out like a family. Jamie then says Sami's not family, and Jay puts his hands on his shoulder and says he was wrong. Just because Sami's not blood related doesn't mean he's not family. He is family. Right now, Jay sees Jimmy Uso. He sees Jey Uso and sees Sami Uso, and he hopes to see his brother on Friday at SmackDown. So, Sami gets an invite. Question is Sami going to show up? I feel like Sami's going to show up because that's the build-up to War Games. I feel like maybe Sami's going to have a kind of like, do you know how like, let's just say last year, do you know how like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins did get along? We could probably see that with, Jimmy and Sami, and then eventually it's like, one night, man, I need you for one night. It goes back to the whole Cody Rhodes teaming up with Seth, where they just hated each other. So we could go back for that, or we could see back when Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair had hesitations teaming up in War Game because they had history in the past and they don't want to team each other. They had issues, communication. So we can see that maybe. But what are your thoughts on this whole bloodline situation with Sami Zayn, Jimmy, and Jay? Like I said, it's the bloodline story is probably the most exciting storyline there is.
Yeah, the bloodline story is exciting, and I think there's one person that's missing from the OG bloodline that we all know who they need. They need Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman will be the perfect person, the perfect mediator to bring it all together. Paul Heyman will be the man that will help Roman Reigns amend with Jay and amend with Sami, and Sami amend with everybody else, and everybody will come back together as one big unit. So that would be really interesting to see that happen. But honestly, I think Sami Zayn has a lot of things going for him. Sami Zayn is involved in so many storylines, feuding with Gunther, feuding with Bron Breakker. He was feuding with Nakamura at one point. He's just involved in so many things all at once. Now he's involved in the bloodline business. And I think it's come full circle. Sami definitely has to amend with Roman Reigns and Jimmy, and they have to do the same with Sami and Jay. Obviously, I think it's a little too soon for that to happen, but things are the way they are. It is the way it is. Jay and Sami, I was thinking at some point, would Sami actually join Solo Sikoa's bloodline? But I don't think that didn't happen, of course. But we'll have to see what's going to happen with that. So, yeah, I think Sami Zayn is maybe he will show up on SmackDown, and we'll have to see what's going to happen with that.
Alright, yep. Alright, moving on to the next match. We got a one-on-one match between Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. So this was a great match. I absolutely loved it. Chad Gable, Dragon Lee, Chad Gable with Ivy Nile, and Dragon Lee with Zelina Vega. Both women supporting their own guy, whatever, their team. Circling Gable with the waistlock takedown that drops Lee on his head, chucking him again. Go behind Dragon, snapping his singlet against his back, smashing Chad's face into a turnbuckle, springboard crossbody cover for 2. Jockeying for position, Lee hits the Tree of Oak double stomp, belly to belly suplex, put Dragon hard into the turnbuckles, trading strikes into the middle of the ring. Whip reverse, flying forearm takes Cable down, shove him into the corner, back body drop, headstand into the corner, super wise. And then it went back and forth. Belly to belly suplex, curse by DDT, and Zelina Vega acting like a heel right now, where she takes Dragon Lee's leg and puts him on the rope. So that is rarely we see a face doing that. So, and then Ivy Nile chokes her. Ivy Nile sees this and goes over and choke Zelina Vega out. So Ivy Nile goes over. She's probably butthurt because Zelina Vega eliminated her in the Battle Royal earlier. so Ivy Nile choking out Zelina Vega, and Rey Mysterio comes out to even odds to check on Vega. Chad pulls him up and tries to take Chad Gable, just disrespecting Rey Mysterio, trying to take off Rey Mysterio's mask. Rey kicks him in the face. Lee has him. Thanks off of the Ivy Nile distraction, Dragon Lee was able to capitalize with Operation Dragon on Chad Gable. So Chad Gable actually losing a match. Dragon Lee defeats Chad Gable thanks to the interference. Dragon Lee was a big win over Chad Gable by pinfall. What a win. What are your thoughts on Dragon Lee defeating Chad Gable?
I think that is a great pickup win for Dragon Lee. We need to see more younger talent utilized more. Dragon Lee needs to get more wins. It's great that he's doing that, and he's definitely picking up these W's and making himself more well known, as he is a protege and the student of Rey Mysterio and the men, So I definitely think it's great for Dragon Lee to get these wins, especially against Chad Gable. Chad Gable is good, and he hasn't won anything yet. But again, he lost because he was distracted by his own teammate, and that cost him the match. So Chad Gable needs to focus more on his matches and win more of his matches rather than just get distracted by things going on. Zelina Vega, it's unfortunate she got choked out by Ivy Nile, but that's the way it is. Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega need to have a match. They gotta have a match. We don't really see much of Ivy Nile wrestling a lot. Ivy Nile really needs to wrestle more. And we see more of Zelina Vega wrestling than Ivy Nile wrestling. So I'd like to see more of that happening. And I definitely would love to see a match between Ivy Nile and the one from Alpha Academy, her former friend. That would be a great match there.
I mean, they already faced off against each other.
Yeah, that has to happen.
It already has.
It already has.
Yeah.
But we gotta have them have a match at Survivor Series. That has to happen. That has to happen. We gotta have a match between them, and Maxine Dupree needs to get a win against Ivy Nile. Maxine Dupree cannot continually keep getting choked out by Ivy Nile. Maxine Dupree is taller than Ivy Nile. Maxine Dupree, she can use her length, and we've seen her potential. Maxine Dupree has great potential. She can definitely beat Ivy Nile. If she puts her mind to it, she can do it. I know she can.
Alright, so moving on to the main event, we got a World Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders match, Fatal 4-Way between 3 of the best and Shitty Dom, who's not the best. I'm just joking because Gunther and Seth said that. It's like 3 of the best and Dom. So we got Damian Priest versus Dominik Mysterio versus Seth Rollins versus Sheamus. What, you have 4 of these guys that, wow, they're just like so big popular guys going at it in this fatal 4-way. This is going to be a hell of a match. Like, this is crazy. Obviously, there's history between this man. You got Damian Priest, who has history with Seth Rollins, Dominik Mysterio. You got Doc Mysterio, who kind of has somewhat history with Sheamus, but not really. But Damian Priest has some history with Sheamus as well. Damian and Sheamus has once fought over the United States Championship at one point. So, and Sheamus, we haven't really seen Sheamus and Seth Rollins come across each other ever since. I think the last time Seth Rollins and Sheamus came across each other is when Seth Rollins was with the Shield, and then Sheamus was with a group called that Bar or whatever, who was feuding with the Shield. So, yeah, Damian Priest, Dominik Mysterio, Seth Rollins, Sheamus in this fatal 4-way. This was a great Priest. Dominik Mysterio was hilarious because once he was coming out, he stares Damian Priest down and is like, "I beat you." So, Damian Priest taking a breather on the floor, and Dominik Mysterio was just running away. He doesn't want to fight, so basically Seth Rollins, Sheamus, and Damian was trying to trap him. He gets trapped by Sheamus. He gets caught on the apron for the beats of the forehand. Seth rolling hot, series of dice. Seth was looking hot. Dom is in control somehow, so they went to commercial break, and somehow when we got back from commercial, Dominik Mysterio was in control. Slingshot senton. Priest kicks out. Damian recovers, running hot, but then Sheamus takes control with Irish curses for everyone. Big knee cover for 2. Match breakdowns to everyone to do something cool territory. Priest lays Rollins out with a lateral. Everyone's down and out. Seth Rollins and Sheamus trading strikes. Priest in with a kick. So, Sheamus clothesline Rollins to the floor. Sheamus fights out of the South of Heaven and lands the knee. White noise connects. Nope, soaking in Ashman forever, calling for the brogue, but Seth meets him with a super kick. Mysterio with a near fall on the schoolboy. Rollins hits the pedigree on Dom in return, and like always, I knew this was going to happen. Big Bronson Reed is not done with Seth Rollins. Big Bronson Reed is here to wreck shit. Seth boots him, gets thrown into the barricade and hammered with a lateral. Bronson Reed clears the announce tables. Priest meets him with a right hook and Sheamus hits the knee. Fighting with Bronson in the ring now. He hits a Death Valley driver on Damon and one on Sheamus as well. Bronson Reed hitting the tsunami on Priest and then on Sheamus. And then hitting a tsunami on Seth Rollins through the announce table. And Dom is smart. Dom is actually hiding. Dom sees that everyone's down. Dom with a frog splash. I actually thought Dom was going to win. Dom with a frog splash on Sheamus, but Priest breaks it up. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Holy moly, that was close. Mysterio with the 619 on Damien. And it's like, he's gonna do it, right? But no, off the top rope, Priest catches him with the South of Heaven. Priest goes to the cover. Damian Priest pins Dominik Mysterio to become the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest defeats Seth Rollins, Sheamus, and Dominik Mysterio. So we're going to get Gunther and Damian Priest once again. It's probably going to happen at Survivor Series. So Damian Priest getting the huge win, and people are like, what was the point of Dom winning last week then? But we have to see what happens down the road. I can definitely see maybe Finn Balor. You all should know Finn Balor is not done with Damian Priest, so Finn Balor can cost Damian Priest for the second time right here against Gunther. It could happen. But what are your thoughts on Damian Priest winning this fatal 4-way and becoming the number 1 contender once again to Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship?
So I think that there could be, besides Damian Priest, there are better candidates that could have a championship run. Damian Priest could be one of them, and yet Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins could have faced Gunther, would have faced Gunther. We would have seen Seth Rollins versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
But Bronson Reed is not. But Bronson Reed is not done with Seth.
I know. So of course, Bronson Reed is going to get involved and cost Seth the match. Like I mentioned last time, Seth and Bronson Reed have unfinished business, and Bronson Reed definitely, of course, Bronson Reed doesn't want Seth to win because he's not done with him. Now, Sheamus and Bronson Reed definitely have unfinished history. They had history before, and Sheamus beat Bronson Reed the last time I remember. So, of course, if he goes after Seth, he's going to go after Sheamus as well. And that's exactly what happened. So Sheamus could have had a title opportunity as well. And I would love to have seen Sheamus versus Gunther. I mean, a lot of people.
I mean, it's happened. It's happened. They're not going to do it because it's happened already. It happened already.
That was for Intercontinental.